People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities by our friends and community. We talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting people to find out new information. This is our way to make a difference and have our voices heard.
Hello and welcome to the People First podcast season 5. This is the first new episode we are recording of 2026 and we are very excited to be talking to one of the amazing winners of the Inclusion North Awards. On the show today we are talking to staff from Bluebell Apartments who won Provider of the Year. Thank you for coming on the show. Could you introduce yourselves please?
Hello, I'm Sian Savage and I'm Programme Lead for Mental Health and Learning Disability Integration in Durham.
Hello everyone, my name is Paul Graydon. I'm the team manager for Durham County Council, which will include Bluebell Apartments.
What services do Bluebell Apartments provide?
Bluebell Apartments is it's two apartments that are on the site of a respite centre where people come and stay on a regular basis. And we provide services there on a short-term basis for people with learning disabilities and autism. Our service is provided by Health and Social Care, jointly together as a team to support people so that they can get the right interventions at the right time by the best place to be able to deliver them. So that's what we provide at Bluebell Apartments.
What different people do you provide support for?
So we're registered to provide support for adults, so people over the age of 18 with learning disabilities and autism. We're quite strict on that because we need to be because of our Care Quality Commission regulations, but those are the people that we provide for.
How, where and why did Bluebell Apartments start?
Well, Luke, that's a really long answer I've got for you on this one because it took us a very, very long time to get to where we are with Bluebell Apartments. So how it started was about 6 years ago. We noticed that we needed to do something a little bit different for people with learning disabilities and autism to try and prevent people going into hospital and give them a place to be able to come and stay in the community with the right support. It started because there was a gap in what we offered from health and social care. And as we've gone along this journey, which has been 6 years in the process, we've been able to develop it so that we can support people at a time when they're experiencing difficulties to try and prevent that hospital admission.
Oh, wow, that's a very long time.
Yeah, it is.
6 years is a very long time.
Yeah.
Through that process as well, it took a little bit longer because we looked at some of the plans that we had done for the building as well, and some of them had to change based on some of our experiences of what people require when they come to us. But also, we had to learn from different parts of the country as well as what kind of level of services that they're providing and what accommodation was the best suitable. So we had designs originally done for the building, but then we redesigned it and we changed them designs. So it's been a long process. A big part of the development was around that kind of interlinking with health and social care. So the wider picture on who do we have to work with to ensure that we've got the right care in the right place at the right time for individuals. So it was really important that we worked with a multitude of different agencies to get an insight into what was really required.
And it's took us a long time because we've had to go through that process and make changes as we've gone along to try and get the best out of our service.
Do people get to decorate their own flats?
So we don't say that people decorate their apartments because when people come in, they come in just for a short period of time. Sometimes it's a few days, but it's up to about 12 weeks. And then when that person moves on, another person will come in. So people don't decorate their own flats, apartments, but as part of people coming in, we try to encourage them to bring things to the apartments that would help them feel really settled, safe and comfortable where they are. So if that is pictures or ornaments or soft comfort blankets or different things that they'd like to use, we encourage them to bring them. Where we can as well, we try and get people to come and visit before they come and stay so that they're familiar with their surroundings. But yeah, we do have mood lighting in our apartments as well, which is some nice LED lights that go round the rooms, and they change in colour, so people can change the lighting. That sometimes makes the walls a different colour as well. So people can pick and personalise things to an extent, but they don't decorate. But we like to try and make it as personal as we can.
Yeah, a lot of people have sensory needs, so it's really important that we do have a bit of a blank canvas so people can bring the personal belongings in. They can have certain elements that they can bring to the apartment to allow it to feel more homely and it's their space, etc. But because we support a vast variety of individuals, it is really important that blank canvas is available to them.
Do people live on their own or with other people? And where do staff work?
So we've got 2 apartments, 2 one-bedroom apartments. So when someone comes in, they've got their own space. They've got a bedroom, a living room, a kitchen and a bathroom to themselves. There are some shared areas as well. So we've got each apartment's got a shower in their room, a shower room, but there is a bathroom that can be shared down the corridor if someone wants to have a bath. And also we've got a shared sensory space as well. It doesn't mean that people have to share that sensory space at the same time, but it's a space that can be used for people themselves. So when people are in their apartments, they live by themselves in those apartments. In terms of the staff, our staff are awake all the time. We don't have staff that sleep anywhere. So staff work during the day and during the night. And we've got a separate staff room that's within the extension where Bluebell Apartments are, that staff pop into to do maybe their notes or have their breaks in. But we encourage staff to support people in their apartments.
I'm glad I'm not an all-day, all-night worker.
They work for 12 hours. Some staff work for 12 hours at a time and some work for 7 hours at a time. So they don't work for 24 hours, but yeah, it can be long days sometimes.
No, I'm glad I'm a 9 while free. I'm really glad I'm not even a 9-5 worker. It'd be a bit of a commitment.
Yeah, well, I must say, Luke, I'm a little bit jealous because I'd love to be a 9 to 3 as well.
Oh, it's Luke, that sounds great. But to be fair, we did the sensory room that we do have. That was originally a sleeping room, but we changed it because, well, one thing is we changed it based on actually we need waking nights rather than sleeping nights. So it also gives us an opportunity to use that room as a separate area outside of the flat area for people to be able to go and access a more sensory room rather than just lights within their own apartments. So it's a great opportunity for people to be able to go and access different parts of the building, get them to go into a sensory room, which is really, it's got lots of equipment in there that's really calming, stimulating. It can either be calming or stimulating and relaxing, therapeutic. And we also encourage when some people come to us to have various assessments, now some that might be based around the sensory needs of an individual. So a therapist might be able to use that environment to be able to understand a little bit more about the person and what they like and what they don't like. So it gives us a really good opportunity to think about how we could use the building a little bit differently as well.
How do you support people to stay as independent as possible?
Great question. So within Bluebell, we work with our staff and the individuals who come in and ensure that the person's at the centre of every decision-making process that we do. Our starting point is around setting goals of what does that person want to achieve coming into Bluebell, and actually how will that, by us supporting them to achieve them goals, how will that improve a person's quality of life? Now, a big part of someone coming into Bluebell is around actually understanding some of the ways they communicate, understanding some of the way they want their support needs to be met. It's about really unpicking a little bit with the individual on what does their goals look like and how do we tailor our support plan around them individual goals for the person, ensuring that they're at the centre. For us, promoting someone's independence is about listening to them and promoting them in kind of everyday life skills like communication, like bathing, eating and drinking, kind of what can people do for themselves? Because in a care environment, sometimes we as carers, we tend to do things for people. And it's really important when people live independently to understand what can actually people do for themselves and what do they want to do for themselves that will improve their overall quality of life. So it's important that our staff set goals, review them goals on a regular basis. But actually, what other agencies do we need to work with to ensure that the goals that we set are achievable for the individuals as well? So when we work with the other agencies, like speech and language therapists, like physiotherapists, how can that improve someone's independence for them to have for their goals to be met when they come into Bluebells? So yeah, there's a multitude of different ways we support people to be independent, but for us, the starting point is to understand what they are, work with a multitude of different agencies, work with the person themselves, and then setting them goals for that person. And being really clear in the person's support plan, how are we going to achieve them goals for that person? Like Shan identified, people who come to us are only here with us for a short period of time. So sometimes we have to set some intense support goals that ensures that person achieves them for the stay when they're with us.
So we do a number of assessments as well. Like I said, Paul mentioned some of the therapies. We have occupational therapy as well that will help us understand what are people capable of doing, because like Paul said, that sometimes people come from care homes where care is done for them as opposed to maximising that independence. So it might even be just little things like when that person gets up and when we say, what you having for breakfast this morning, cereal, toast, what do you want? And even little things like encouraging that person to put the bread in the toaster and press it down, and maybe take steps after that to be able, when it comes out, butter that toast and do that through leading. So sometimes it's bigger things like going out in the community and accessing the community more independently. Sometimes it's just tiny things. Just for people to be able to get that little bit more of independence. But it's all personalised around the individual.
What was your favourite part of the award ceremony? Was it a good night?
It was an excellent night. We had an excellent night. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. And obviously, topping it all off with winning the award, for us, that was kind of all these years in the making of Bluebell, to be recognised and to celebrate success in that way was really thought-provoking. It was really it gave us that boost to say we're doing the right thing, and we're making changes in people's lives and supporting people to have improved quality of life. So my favourite part was that celebrating success and meeting other providers as well. I thought it was really important for us to see actually what other successes were out there that spurred us on to think, as a county, what are we doing within County Durham to be able to support individuals? And it was clear that, a lot of people won awards and were continuing to work exceptionally hard. So yeah, celebrating success.
Yeah, I knew Paul's answer was going to be winning because of the way he jumped out of his seat on the night when they said Bluebell Apartments. Yeah. It was a really, really nice moment for us, and it was really nice for, with us being a health and a social care team, it really felt like on that night that it sort of cemented that connection between us as that team of that we are doing something different and to keep going. So it was it was just a really lovely night. It was in beautiful surroundings. We had some
beautiful.
lovely performances, and it just felt really wholesome and pure, really. And it was so nice to be in the room with like-minded people who are about inclusion and inclusivity for people with learning disabilities and autism, because for me, myself and the boys, something that we're really extremely passionate about. So it was a gorgeous night. We're really grateful.
I imagine, and I agree that disability must be properly looked at and viewed as part of the whole human race. It is extremely important, and it's become far more important since the pandemic, I think.
We've certainly seen challenges through the pandemic, but I think we just need to carry on continuing what we're doing, and it's great to be here and be involved with this today as well, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And congratulations again.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Why is it important to offer apartments living in danger of being impossible?
I think for me, there's multitude of benefits in relation to kind of that wraparound support, that an individual isn't just receiving support from health and receiving a clinical approach to well-being. They're also receiving a social care and a social care approach to well-being as well. And I think having that wraparound support and that two agencies working together, it provides a better overall quality of service for the individual. That joint up work and ultimately is important, because if someone is in hospital and they're leaving hospital to go in the community, they will then ultimately move into a social care environment. So it's important that do social care staff understand what their clinical needs are for the individual, because some people will still require some support in relation to their health and well-being, because health and social care are so closely interlinked. For me, it's a faster recovery as well, so it's a faster support mechanism. We've got, by us working together as a team, we've got the two services providing a faster response to the individual's needs, and ultimately that has to be better for the person. I always think, hospital environments, although exceptionally, the people work exceptionally hard in the environment, I think it's more kind of the improved mental well-being of the individual, because they are in their own apartment, they are in an apartment that they can cook things in, they can promote their independence, they can do them small little things that Sian identified earlier in the last question. And I think as well, routine as well. We can start to build on someone's health and social care requirements and set routines for the individuals, but then when they move them back into a community-based setting, etc. And as well, I think active involvement from all the different partners coming in and supporting within this one environment at home.
Yeah, and I think from my sort of perspective is that we need to do this, because people shouldn't have to go into hospital if they don't need to. A lot of our big NHS policies and law is that, Mental Health Act, again, just with the Mental Health Act changes, people shouldn't go into hospital just because they've got a learning disability and they're having a hard time. And we needed to look at, well, what do we need to do? And what do we need to offer as an area to try and prevent that? Hospitals can be quite scary places. They can be very loud, very noisy. You have to live with other people, which for sometimes with people with sensory needs, that can be really, really difficult.
Exactly.
Go on, Luke.
And could I just add there that we cover a lot of this here, because it's extremely important that those with any disability or difficulty are treated exactly the same. Well, with as much support and assistance as those without, because I feel equalness is a part of life. Those who find it difficult can get very nervous.
Yeah, I totally agree, Luke. And I think that that's what we're trying to say, is that in terms of equal and fair, and trying to look at what we can do to be able to offer a different type of support, is what we've tried to do to prevent that hospital admission. Because, like I say, they can be scary environments. Sometimes people get stuck in hospital, but it's just because we didn't have something else previously. People did go into hospital. So this is about us trying to give that little bit of a different offer, which helps support us from a legal perspective, but also from a human rights perspective, from an equality perspective, and actually because it's the right thing to do for people.
Yes, I agree.
Definitely.
Exactly, because we do a bit of training in hospitals to give them experience on how to treat people with disabilities. It's mainly like nurses, paramedics, sort of like first, second years in training. So
I think it's really important. Though I think from our perspective is we do work, our services are learning disability services, but we still do have extra training and stuff like that where it's required, don't we? Particularly if someone comes in who's got a need that some staff are not as familiar with, we'll get additional training in relation to that, but we work mainly with learning disability services. We do involve GPs in the care of people when they come into Bluebell Apartments as needed as well. But yeah, I think that we're so proud of it, and we're so happy with what it's achieved people, and to be able to give us that alternative offer to hospital.
I think as well, some examples of, someone, it could take up to a year for someone's assessments within the community or within the hospital environment, where within the environment that we've done it within a matter of weeks.
8 weeks. Yeah.
Now, for us to be able to achieve them assessments and then support mechanisms within the 8 weeks and identify goals and aspirations for an individual within an 8-week period is for us, it's phenomenal, really. We really be proud of that kind of fast turnaround to support an individual.
Yeah, I think it's because of the bit that, if it took 12 months in the community, that's almost like 12 months of people not being able to maximise the best that they're at, or people to support them as well over that 12-month period. But if you can do that in 8 weeks and get a better understanding of someone quicker, you can get them a little bit back more to their normal life a bit quicker than you could if it was in the community, in their own homes potentially. It's a real rapid turnaround service.
And that goes back to the original questions, bringing social care and health interventions and support mechanisms together under one umbrella has really seen a vast change in the way we deliver.
It's allowed us to do that.
Yeah, it's allowed us to do that.
what is your favourite part about working at Bluebell Apartments?
So for me, my favourite part is just to see people's journey from coming in, and we've got a lot of people who require support around the behaviour, around understanding their own behaviour, also understanding care providers, understanding why someone's behaving in a particular way to have needs met. To see the journey and the support and the changes in people's behaviours to improve their overall quality of life has been astounding. Not only for the individual, but also for the circle of support around them, like the families, the brothers, the sisters, the mums, the dads. The journey of the individual has been absolutely one of my favourite parts, and improving the person's quality of life, because ultimately that's what we're here for. We need to improve the quality of life for individuals, and I genuinely believe that we're starting to achieve that for people. Certainly the first couple of people that we've had in, it's kind of how do we support people to improve the quality of life, and that's my favourite journey.
That's my favourite bit too, is we never want to see people coming in upset, sad, angry, distressed, but often that is the case for Bluebell Apartments. But to see people from that very early phase to sort of towards the end of their journey and the difference in people, it's enough to sometimes make you feel a bit tearful, to be honest, in terms of how improved people are and the difference in their day-to-day lives. It's very moving. It's very moving. And for me, that's the reason why.
Definitely. I think as a manager, for myself, of having oversight of Bluebell and Hawthorne House, it's the progress of our staff as well. The staff have been instrumental in making changes in people's quality of life. So for me to have that proud moment of the staff adapting to change, adapting work practices, taking on additional training, being able to work with multiple different agencies to achieve better outcomes for people. It's great. Genuinely, that's another part of the job is supporting the staff to be able to make them changes.
Great.
And can I just add that it's a difficult thing for anybody, and anybody who sees it, it's very overwhelming.
Exactly right. I think some of the what the staff have experienced, etc. We've made sure that staff feel fully supported, that they're debriefed, that they understand obviously the needs of individuals much more deeply in more depth, etc. But yeah, the staff have worked fantastic.
And they're resilient. They're resilient in that and supported to try and be resilient, because some of the things that can be seen and the way people are, it's really difficult, but I think it is just about supporting the staff through that.
What are the Bluebell Apartment plans for 2026?
Well, I think hopefully we'll go from strength to strength. We are going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to, and not a break in the fact on, we're just going to do some more self-evaluation to make sure that we're confident and comfortable with the way we're progressing from a point of view of our operational management, etc. But for me, it's going to go from strength to strength, offer more support, see how we're doing things, evaluate how we're doing things on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think that it is just about, like I said, we were extremely grateful, surprised and humbled to win the award after being only open since the summer last year. So I think everything is really early days for us. And I think it is because it is a unique model in terms of that hybrid health and social care model. We're just going to continue to try and learn, develop and do things the best that we can, look at any evidence-based practice that's out there to be able to help us on that journey to continuing to improve. So that's it really in terms of 2026, as we hope to welcome more people in and carry on doing a good job and do better where we can. That's our plans.
Perfectly said.
We just want to wish you, I'd like to take this moment from us all to wish you all the very, 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 very best, and we'd like to work together in future.
Oh, thank you.
That's lovely. Thanks, Lou.
Genuinely, that's really we're really grateful for that, Lou.
That's all the time we have on the show today. Thank you very much again to Paul and Sian for speaking to us. Congratulations again for winning Provider of the Year. And we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed, follow us on social media to learn more about what we do and our upcoming interviews. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, X and Instagram by searching for the People First Podcast. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.